Okay, Hariam everyone. So today we'll go for next respiratory disorder, that is chronic bronchitis. Mm. So yesterday someone asked about rhinitis word. Who is he?
No, I asked that.
1 second, I'll see. Uh, so, sir, Rajdeep Sir. So, actually, rhinitis word actually I see there. Rhinitis word came from, like I told you about the sinusitis. Sinusitis is inflammation of sinuses. Rhinitis word is for, as I told that in allergic rhinitis there is inflammation of the mucosal membrane of your nostrils or your nose. So, this rhinitis word come from the Greek word rhinis, that is RHNIS. राइनेस और राइनोस RHINOS rhinos. ठीक है, it comes from the Greek word rhinos which exactly means nose. Therefore it is inflammation, something inflammation which is related to nose or nostrils. So exactly the meaning of allergic rhinitis is that only, that inflammation of the mucosal membrane of the nose. Therefore it means like that. Okay, you understand?
Yes.
Yes, now clear na?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll move towards today's topic, chronic bronchitis. So, yes. So, first of all, to understand the chronic bronchitis, we'll see a little glimpse of the background of it. So, COPD, what is COPD? COPD is chronic.
Ma'am, your
Your
screen is
slides are
not
not
visible.
visible.
Slides are not visible. Okay, 1 second. Now, is it visible?
No, ma'am. Yeah, now it's visible now.
Now, no? Okay. So, okay, chronic bronchitis will start. So before that, we'll understand the little background. Okay. So COPD. What is COPD? It stands for compulsive obstructive pulmonary diseases. Okay. What are these? As the word is coming, come this pulmonary. Once again, I will take pen. The word is coming for P, it stands for pulmonary. Pulmonary is always the word which is used for lungs or related to lungs. Okay. So, this is chronic, the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The word obstructive tells us about a little obstruction or something barrier type of thing it is indicating. Okay. In breaking down, we'll understand that chronic obstructive obstruction in what? Pulmonary means a little related to lungs. Okay, some obstruction in lungs. Okay, it shows like that. So now we'll understand what exactly it is. So COPD, it's a common lung disorders only because it is related to lungs, pulmonary word, lung diseases that cause the restriction in obstruct. I'm telling about the obstruction now, some restriction. So what type of restriction? Restriction in the air flows. Okay, airflow and breathing problems. Okay, whenever we breathe in or exhale out, whenever there is some restriction, some problem related to the air inhaling or exhaling or airflow, normal breathing, then it is comes under the this obstructive pulmonary diseases. So this COPD is not a one disease. It is a group of disease. Two disease comes under it. So it what exactly happen in COPD makes hard to breathe and get worse over the time. It get worse over the time, and it's very difficult for the person to normal breathing pattern, to attain the normal breathing pattern. So it involves, I told you now that it involves a group of diseases. It involves mainly chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Okay, so a little glimpse will see the whole disease. We'll see chronic bronchitis in a very vast way, but in small I will tell you that chronic bronchitis is something which is related to bronchus, bronchi. Yesterday I show you picture now, what are bronchi, bronchus. This is trachea. See the pen. Okay, this is trachea. These are your like bronchus. Then further division of this bronchus is
We can't see your pen.
This is not visible.
No, the pen is
Oh,
not visible. If you're using the marker, it's not visible, ma'am.
red color pen. Okay. Why? Now is it?
No.
Okay, so I'm using here since first word only. It is not visible then. Shall I like start presenting again one more time? Full screen is there or not?
Yeah, just start presenting one more time, ma'am. Stop it and start presenting.
Full screen is
Screen
visible.
is visible. Yes, it's
Full
full
screen.
screen.
Full
Yes,
screen. Okay.
yes.
So just wait 1 second. I'll be present. Screen visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me whether pen is visible. Is
No,
it?
ma'am.
Okay, I don't know why. Like I'm using still. Okay, no problem. You'd see in the diagram. We'll now study and then further we'll see. Okay. See in the diagram. The diagram it is visible on the screen now.
Yes, put it in the
Broad
slide.
structure, the white broad structure, the bright broad.
Ma'am,
Yes.
use this PowerPoint presentation mode, ma'am.
Where from where I
Full screen, ma'am.
full. It is full screen
Uh,
on in my.
If you press F5, it comes in presentation mode.
Actually, maybe it is not visible to you, but in my laptop, I am opening with full screen only.
Oh, then you have to share that. You have shared the PowerPoint application. Instead, you have to share the full screen.
Now it is not full screen. It is not visible.
We are
No,
seeing
ma'am.
the PowerPoint application.
But on my laptop, matlab, it is. I'm opening with full screen only. No PowerPoint.
And
Then
the
you have to share the full screen. When you choose share, it
Yes, yes, I
lists
know.
a
I
lot
know.
of windows.
Okay, 1 second.
So instead of the PowerPoint window, you have to choose the slideshow window.
In slideshow mode only in my laptop, it is visible in the slideshow mode only. Full screen. Yesterday we did na. Like that, it is visible. They left the meeting and then start, or it is now visible full screen.
no, ma'am, it's not in full screen.
Okay, then wait here for.
Can you try sharing the whole window instead of choosing PowerPoint?
Okay, okay.
Then
Yes. Screen is visible. Now full screen?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Now
Yes.
your pen is also visible, ma'am.
Yes, pen is visible, na?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Sorry. Yesterday we did I did entire screen. Okay. So now shall I repeat the whole or
Not required, ma'am. You can continue.
okay, okay. So
As the explanation of the diagram you were doing something.
yes, yes, yes. So, as telling you about that, I told you na, that in COPD, two diseases are involved. This is chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Okay, so a little glimpse of these two, difference between these two. So, as the name itself indicates that chronic bronchitis means that it is for someone is trying to enter. Bronchitis means it is for the bronchioles or bronchites. So, this is trachea. See the pen now. This is trachea, a broad structure that enters from the throat. Okay, trachea, which we used to call it as a windpipe also. This is trachea. Then it is bronchus. Second layer, second line is bronchus. It is like this: trachea, then bronchus, then your bronchi. Then next division is called as bronchi. Further division of this is called as bronchioles. Okay, like that it is. First it is trachea, then bronchus. Broad part of this is bronchus. Further, more small or more narrow they get, then it is bronchi. and more narrow, further more narrow is called as bronchioles. So whenever there is some obstruction in bronchioles region, these branches region, then it is called as this chronic bronchitis. We'll see the whole structure in next slide, because we have to study this only in our syllabus. And emphysema, what is emphysema? Emphysema is at the end when this is emphysema. See, in chronic bronchitis, inflammation and excess mucus in the bronchioles. This is the structure of bronchi or bronchioles. Okay, this pipe-like structure. And this emphysema, at the end of these bronchioles, at the last, we know alveoli are there. Alveoli are nothing but the open sac-like structure. Okay, sac-like structure at the end of the all bronchioles. Okay, after bronchioles, there is last one, that is terminal bronchiole. Okay, the terminal means at the end. Okay, after that, this is alveoli, like circular structure. So when the blockages are in the alveoli region, when the blockages or are in the alveoli region, that is called as emphysema. When blockage or some problem in the bronchus region, that branches region, then it is called as chronic bronchitis. Okay, a wide difference between these two. You all understand this? Any doubt in this? No one. Now exactly what we have to study in the syllabus for to create their little background to make you understand what exactly it belongs to, which disease. I make you understand that. Now exactly from here we have to understand what is chronic bronchitis. As I told you before only, that is from the name itself we can see bronchitis. Itis means again inflammation, and bronchus word is for your these branches of the this airway branches. Okay, bronchi, bronchus, these all comes in one same categories, but we used to take different names depending on their size or the diameters. As they are getting more narrow, just like that we gave them. Okay, so some inflammation or like swelling in that bronchus region is called as bronchitis. Okay, now we'll move lungs conditions. What is this? Lungs condition that destroys the cilia in your airways. Cilia, the hair-like projection or parts in the organelles of cells that grow. Okay, I'll tell you that. Oh, you all know about the cilia in anatomy and physiology studied. Definitely you studied, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So I will then also I will just tell you a little. So whenever we have any airways, okay, this is airway. When any airway, it have or mucosal membrane is there. I told you yesterday. Above the mucosal membrane, there are hair-like projections which are called as cilia. Okay, hair. It is similar to the hairs. Okay, though its surface area is very high, it is there only to increase the surface area. This is cilia. Okay, when this cilia, what is the work of cilia? We used to see in our nostrils, there are hairs, a little small hairs. These also act for that only. These are also acting like cilia only, a kind of cilia only, because what the cilia usually do, it removes all the dust particles, all the unwanted particles from the airways or the nostrils or wherever it is present in every organs or organelles. So in the inner layer, okay, just used to remove all the germs or unwanted materials out from that. Okay, so this you understand that in the nostril there are hairs which are used to remove the dust particles or dust or whatever the unwanted material inside nostrils which are creating irritation and all. To remove that, it is there. So what exactly happen in chronic bronchitis? These cilia only, which are very good for us, which are very helpful for us, these get destroyed. Okay, these cilia get destroyed. So what happens further? They are not be able to remove the germs. Of course, if cilia is destroyed, the germs will not be removed, and dust particles or whatever the extra unwanted particles will not be able to remove properly, as cilia are destroying in this. So therefore, the chronic bronchitis is the inflammation. Further, as cilia is destroyed, if something is destroyed, in return of this, our body will react, of course. So the inflammation happens. When the cilia damages, the inflammation or the swelling happens, and an irritation of the bronchial tubes, airways in the lungs. So in lungs, the irritation and the inflammation will happen. Okay, these are this pipe-like structure which I made. is bronchi, bronchioles. Okay, like that. I'm telling you that if the cilia, that hair-like projection will get destroyed, after that it will turn into swelling. This, yes, of course, on our body, if something hits to us, the swelling or some little inflammatory part happens there. So like that, here also inflammation will happen. Then if there is inflammation, of course, definitely the airway will, before the diameter or the area of air to travel is that much, now it will be decreased or it will be less. So it is obstruction only. This kind of obstruction or narrowing down of your bronchi and bronchus only leads to such diseases. Okay, these tubes are the airways that carry air to and from the air sacs. These bronchioles are only the reason to travel, or they are only helpful to travel the air from your nostril till the alveoli, and from alveoli to the outside your body. Okay, you understand? Whenever we breathe in, these bronchi breathe in, the breath or air will go into our nostril. Further, it will travel through the nasal passage to the trachea, windpipe, to the bronchi, bronchus, bronchioles, and further to the alveoli. Alveoli is the exact site where the exchange of gases, what gases? Oxygen to carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide to oxygen takes place. Okay, so what, these are only the means, these bronchi, bronchioles are only the means to travel to that alveoli. So these are in these, therefore it is told, like in this line it is tell like that. So obstruction in this will not allow the proper oxygen to go inside and to come outside. So it will create a little discomfort to us. This is okay till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the irritation of the tubes causes mucus to build up. Of course, as I told, cilia, first step is cilia damages. Okay. Further, inflammation happens. Due to inflammation, of course, there will be irritation, irritating or itching feeling, like you will feel like itchiness. Then, due to that irritation, the mucus in turn, or in like reaction to it, the mucus will build up there. Okay, mucus will build up there. This mucus and the swelling of the tubes make it harden for your lungs to move oxygen and carbon dioxide out of your body. That it is written in the words which I told you, okay, before. So it is difficult for oxygen to enter inside and carbon dioxide to come out. Why? Because there is mucus deposition due to the breakdown of, I'm repeating again and again, due to the breakdown of the cilia, inflammation happens there. Due to inflammation, there are irritation in our nose, in our bronchi, irritation in that area, which further lead to mucus formation. This mucus formation and this swelling area will, of course, definitely narrow down that pipe, so that it hardens for your lungs. It will make our lungs difficult to travel the proper oxygen inside and proper carbon dioxide outside. Okay, it is clear, hopefully. This condition typically results in persistent coughing. Regular coughing may like results in the regular coughing and increased production of the mucus in the airways. Of course, it will increase the production of mucus because regular breakdown of or destroying of cilia is happening. Now, chronic bronchitis is a long-term condition, and it can have a significant impact on the person's quality of the life. Not only chronic bronchitis, but any disease or any problem which is in introducing to the normal lifestyle will like deprive your quality of the life. Okay, so in this I told you this is your that. Now in this diagram I will show you, this is healthy. Okay, this is healthy. So your healthy bronchi, bronchus, or that tubules. Okay, I will say tubules. So this inner lining, what this inner lining is called, yesterday I told you. Can anyone tell? I can't say your I can't see your hands. So with your name, you please tell someone. Unmute yourself. This inner lining of every organs I tell you yesterday. Unmute, fast.
Mucous membrane.
Yes, very good. Mucous membrane. So mucus is necessary for each and every organs. Mucous membrane is very necessary, but excess of everything is not good. So when excess mucus is coming, that is making something uncomfort for us. Okay, so this mucous membrane, when this inflammation and excess mucus is happening, so this shape is getting like this. Okay, this is narrowing down your passage of this bronchus. Here it is a big circle, and here it is very less place for the air to travel. So this obstruction itself is causing inflammation and problem. Okay, so therefore it is a long-term condition and can have significant impact on quality of the life of us. In this diagram, we have shown you like this. This is mucus. This yellow color, this one, it is not visible, red. This red yellow color is mucus only. Okay, now normal wall, in this also, this is normal healthy bronchus, and this is a dissection. These two are dissecting diagram of this bronchus. So here in this bacteria or the viruses will develop, of course, in this mucus. This is normal till here, it is normal till here, it is normal. This purple color, inside purple color, is the excess mucus which is not required, which is narrowing down our passage. So this is not good, and in this bacteria and viruses will also develop, which will create further infections. Okay, it is are you all getting
Yes,
this?
yes.
No, not too much fast.
No.
I have one question.
Yes.
The in times of these congestions, there is cough formation.
Yeah,
We can
yes.
say cough formation.
Mucus.
Please explain the repeat this process.
Which process, sir? Like cough formation, how cough formation happens, or this mucus formation?
Yes. You said when the cilia get destroyed,
Hmm.
then there is a inflammation in that part.
Huh.
After that, what is happening? Which form the cough? I don't understand.
Okay, sir. I will show you here. Okay. Only one line I am drawing. Okay. What happens when cilia? Okay. Cilia destroys. Inflammation happens. Okay. Inflammation happens. After inflammation, when inflammation is there in your body, you yourself think whenever something hit on your hand and inflammation happens, irritation is there, na? Irritation is there, or itching type of feeling is there. Yeah. When irritation in this inflammation will happen inside the bronchi, I am telling all this. When irritation in this happen, in turn, in reaction to it, our body will start releasing mucus. So this mucus formation will happen here and will narrow down the passage. Now understand?
Okay.
Okay, cilia, first cilia destruction, further it will lead to inflammation. Inflammation will cause irritation or discomfort or itchiness in the area, which will further in reaction releases the mucus. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Okay, so now again it is a little explanation is there. So chronic bronchitis is a lung condition that destroys the cilia. That is done. Cilia are the hair-like projections, and to remove the germs and debris that we seen. Is a lung condition.
It's a repetition of the same thing.
I think so. This is slide I repeated. Sorry. Okay. This is all. So this is the summary, a little summary of the whole whatever we have studied. I repeated many times, but still we'll see as I see in this. So this is bronchitis, how it happens. We'll start with this one. Okay, normal in normal life when it happens, normal sneezing, coughing, shortness of the breath, this could happen. Further, it could lead to fever, chills, runny nose, chest pain, fatigue, etc. I'll make you understand what exactly the chills is at the last slide. Okay, runny nose, this can result in this, and then further the production of the clear gray, white, yellow, or green mucus, then inflammation to the or the swelling of the bronchi, and further it will cause bronchitis. The same thing only, it is they are telling just when normal sneezing and coughing happens, shortness of the breath, it can lead to further fever because we feel discomfort again, then fever and runny nose or some symptoms like this. These are exactly symptoms. Then further the production of the mucus also happens through our nostrils now, and different colors in different problems, different colors of mucus production is there. Further the inflammation, in turn our body, inflammation is nothing but the protection which our immune system is providing against the problem or the viruses, bacteria. Okay, then inflammation happens, further this inflammation will lead to bronchitis. Okay, this is a little summary only. Then we move towards the symptoms. There are some primary symptoms of the chronic bronchitis. These are chronic cough that produces the mucus. Of course, the cough will produce mucus. Shortness of the breath. Why shortness of the breath? Because narrowing down of the passage of your airways. Then wheezing sound, because no proper air is entering into the that will make the sounds. Okay, because difficulty air is entering inside. Okay, with lots of difficulty. Now chest discomfort, tightness in your chest region, because a little person also feels a little painful in the chest region. Okay, why? Because of course when again and again the cough is, lots of cough is there, you can correlate with your life, like normal life also. Whenever the cough is there, normal cough, not exactly bronchitis, normal cough, again and again coughing can cause pain in your chest. So like that. Now fatigue, for the shortness of the breath, yes, we've seen, especially with physical activity. When we do physical activity, normally also with physical activity we can feel a little shortness in the breath, but in such condition when it is there, doing a very little physical activity, very less physical activity can also leads to such problem, shortness of breath. Okay, now weight loss, weakness in your lower muscles, etc., it could happen. Yeah, these symptoms may worsen over a time, can significantly limit a person's ability to perform daily activities. Of course, these symptoms can get more like bad, more worsen if the proper treatment will not given to the person. Hmm. It can even create the hinders the daily activity of the persons. Okay, so these are some symptoms only: whistling sound, shortness of the breath, fast heartbeat, tiredness, fatigue. This, okay. These are the normal symptoms we can examine with whenever if there is blockage, what we can feel. Okay. There are causes: long-term exposure to the irritants such as cigarette and smoking. The very main cause for this is cigarette and smoking. What exactly? Because cigarette and smoking further create the cholesterol deposition. Cholesterol is nothing but fat deposition or that mucosal deposition inside, which leads to the narrowing down of the passage. Again, this tobacco smoke, tobacco smoke can also cause bronchitis, chronic bronchitis, especially if you inhale them. Inhale them, what it exactly means, I will tell you in the next slide. Inhale them means, here I mean to say that it is passive smoking. What exactly passive smoking, you know? Someone know passive smoking?
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think it's the person who's just exposed to the smoke. He's not directly smoking, but he's just exposed to the smoke.
Yes. One second. Exactly this reason. Because what happened now, the person who is smoking, it is harming to him also, but because he is taking that he is removing that out. Okay, that thing he is removing out, another person is inhaling normally, so it goes into him a more and more harmful for him. Air pollution also can cause the narrowing down of your passage, because again the accumulation is there. Industrial dust and chemicals, genetic and respiratory infections can also play a role. Okay, some genetic problems, like all the problems can be genetic also. So it is difficult to treat, but yes, we can say that yogic management is very important. At the last, after reviewing all the respiratory disorders, we'll see the yogic management also. So prevention, the most effective way to prevent the chronic bronchitis is to avoid, as said, that main cause is smoking and tobacco. To avoid smoking and exposure to the second-hand smoke. Second-hand smoke again itself is a passive smoking, okay? And environmental pollutants, because environment pollutants are something through which we can't get rid of it. Yeah, we'll inhale definitely in the environment only, and we'll get that pollutants inside us. And smoking. Okay, immunization against the respiratory infections. Immunization here means to improve your immune system against what? Against some infections like flu, pneumonia, etc. Okay. That means the exact meaning of this line is you have to improve your immune system. Okay. Complications, the some are the complications are respiratory failure, of course. If the blockage in your airway are the main like roots of this whole respiratory system, so it can cause respiratory failure, also heart problems, and then reduces the lung functions because lungs are not able to functioning properly as it functions before in the normal conditions. That is easy only. Then further classification, no such classification is there, but still we can see a little like acute and chronic on the basis of the time period. Of course, with the name acute itself, I told you yesterday also, acute means something small for the short period of time, short span of time. Chronic is something for the long period of the time or after the long period. Okay. So acute bronchitis, which usually develops from respiratory infections such as cold. Normal cold cough se bhi develop ho jata hai. That is acute bronchitis. Goes away in the 1 to 2 weeks. Within 1 to 2 weeks, it happens. But it is not exactly the normal cold because normal cold will happen for maximum 3-4 days. Okay, and will end up. But here it is for 1 to 2 weeks because it is acute, but it is a disease, na bronchitis it is turning into bronchitis, na. Okay, now chronic bronchitis की हम बात करें तो in chronic bronchitis is a more serious condition that develops over a time. It increases over a time. Symptoms may get better or worsen, but they will never completely go. As told you, na, it is difficult to treat, but we can prevent a little symptoms and etc. And with if we do yoga practice like Nari Shodhan and all, it releases the cough. We'll see in that. In acute bronchitis, in this diagram, we'll see, of course, the same bronchitis is happening. A little less mucus, excess mucus is there in acute also. Excess mucus is there, but not more than chronic. In chronic, very less space or very less space remains for the air to pass. A very difficult or very chronic condition when the person really feels, and it never goes throughout the whole year. It can come again and again and again. And then these are on the basis of the symptoms, chronic bronchitis and acute bronchitis. So acute bronchitis, cough that lasts for few days or the weeks. I told you before, 2 to 4 weeks. Then productive cough produces yellow or the green mucus in this. And and chronic bronchitis, cough that lasts for many weeks. As I told, na, for the years, or we don't know, or the month. And productive cough produces clear mucus or the white mucus. In chronic bronchitis, white mucus will be there. In acute, there is yellow or the greenish mucus through the nostrils. Wheezing sound in the chronic bronchitis. In acute bronchitis, fever. Normal fever, they are showing the symptoms. Wheezing sound because that is very much narrowing down. Very much narrowing down so that air is traveling. It is also giving the sound. Pressure or the tightness in the chest region in chronic bronchitis, and here it is chills. What is chills? I will tell. It is chills is nothing but it is related to fever only. And here we'll see last thing, chronic bronchitis, it is fatigue. Now I will tell you chills. Chills are nothing but the rapid muscle contraction and relaxation. This is caused due to rapid contraction and the relaxation of the muscles. So to maintain the homeostasis of the body, because our body will feel, when our body feels cold, producing heat. That is called, they are the body ways of producing heat. This is the way of the body to produce heat when the body feels cool or something coolness. Okay, chills often predict the coming of the fever. That I said, na, that it is related to fever only, or increase the body core temperature, to increase the body core temperature. So in this acute bronchitis, only fever or the body temperature increases. In this chronic bronchitis, a severe condition is there. So wheezing sound, of course, because more narrow down, and also pressure in the chest, tightness in the chest, or the pain in the chest could happen. Okay, with this we completed this one, chronic bronchitis. Any doubt in this? Any slide you can ask? because now it is 45. If any doubt, we'll do some question answer session. Because next is again it will remains half only. Then we'll start with whole and then we'll understand. Okay. I don't want to go like fast, and then complete. Tomorrow, what we'll do, last disease will be bronchial asthma is there. And then further we'll study next last the respiratory disorders, yogic management. It will complete our respiratory diseases. You are there or not?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Any doubts?
Um,
Then you can ask. Otherwise, I will ask the questions. Then
I have one doubt.
yes, sir.
The airways through which the air passes,
Yes.
I think there is a muscle, C-shaped muscle, which obstruct the airways to shrink. So, in presence of that, why it is narrowing?
What C-shaped muscles? I'm not understanding what.
In the windpipe region, in
Yes.
our windpipe region,
Yes, sir.
there is shaped muscles present which prevent the shrinkage of windpipe and easy and have easy flow of air always.
No,
Help
sir.
to easy flow of it.
The innermost layer is a mucosal membrane only, mucosal layer only. Okay, because the soft structure, because I told you na, in every organs there is a mucosal membrane, innermost layer. You studied in anatomy and physiology na, innermost layer is mucosal membrane. So I'm not understanding this C-shaped membrane.
I think he's talking about the C-shaped structures which separate the trachea and
I think
esophagus.
it is cilia, ma'am.
C-shaped, talking about
They
this.
are like cartilage. They are like cartilage